Hi, this is Wolfgang from SUNEX. SUNEX stands for Sustainable Urban Food Water Energy Nexus. The SUNEX project is applying quantitative models, is developing scenarios, involving stakeholders, and developing finally policy guidelines to support sustainable resource management in cities. We have here 6 partners from Austria, from Germany, from the United Kingdom, and from Qatar. And we have 4 cities involved as case study cities to apply the models, to involve the stakeholders. This is Bristol, Berlin, and Vienna, showing the European case. And this is Doha from Qatar, showing a desert climate case.
Stakeholders are important throughout the lifetime of the SUNEX project. Each city has identified the relevant food, water, and energy experts to work with as stakeholders. These stakeholders have been involved in a series of workshops and interviews in each city, working with the SUNEX researchers through a process of co-design, co-creation, and co-learning. The purpose of these workshops and interviews has been to ascertain the relevance of the food, water, energy nexus in each city, to identify solutions and innovations, and develop scenario storylines. Develop scenarios and transition pathways in line with existing city strategies. Validate the SUNEX food, water, and energy models, and input into the SUNEX policy guidelines.
Hi everybody, here's Ali from SUNEX team, briefing you shortly about the concept and modeling framework of the project with focus in energy. SUNEX established an integrated modeling framework to cover demand and supply side and formulate long-term sustainable food, water, energy strategy by considering key synergies among the 3 systems. With focus on the energy system, the future energy demand is being projected according to socio-economic and technological development scenarios, usually constructed in co-design process with local stakeholders. The supply side, on the other hand, is techno-economically optimized to cover the expected demand, considering cities' limits and constraints on local resources and import possibilities. The developed scenarios focus on transforming cities' energy system towards efficient and sustainable energy future.
In the Bristol case study region, we addressed the challenges of food, water, and energy nexus from water perspective. Population growth and climate change impact are the main drivers of increased water demand and water availability reduction. Water demand is represented as a sum of household and non-household consumption. Non-household consumption forecast is based on industry sector data analysis. We include energy consumption for water treatment and distribution in our model. We use current and forecasted energy mix for CO2 emission calculation. When demand is not met by supply, then model selects demand reduction or supply increase option. We use high quality, real life data from Bristol Water Reporting System.
In the Berlin-Brandenburg case study region, we address the challenges of the food, water, energy nexus from a food perspective. We ask whether it is possible to feed a metropolitan population with its specific diets from the regional hinterland, taking into consideration the specific soil conditions, the climate, etc. We do this in Berlin and also in the other case study regions, and we compare in the discussion with our stakeholders different alternatives of more carbon neutral nutrition and production compared to conventional, for example, organic food or avoidance of food losses along the supply chain, and how this, under the specific conditions of water, Berlin has a positive water balance, and energy, Berlin and Brandenburg have quite different demands and also different mixes in the provision. Berlin is still focusing on coal and natural gas, while Brandenburg is mixing brown coal and renewables.
Hi, this is Abdi Karim from Qatar Environment and Energy Research Institute, working jointly with MME as a Qatari partner with other European partners from Vienna, Berlin, Bristol. The idea of this project is to understand the link between food, water, and energy and understand the nexus between these three important sectors. Doha is one of the case studies, and it has very special environmental issues. The Doha, in terms of energy, in a very good shape, but we have special scenarios for food and water. The expected outcome of this project is to have a database and policy guidelines to support the decision maker at the country level. Thank you very much.
SUNEX policy guideline responses. Define transition pathways to achieve policy targets specifying policy guidelines for food, energy, water production in the context of climate change. Central to policy guidelines is optimization of FEW relations in the context of city, regional, political and policy objectives, including climate change. Win-win policy solutions seek potentials for optimal solutions for each component of FEW, but optimization is set in the context of climate change policy objectives. Accordingly, any optimization of FEW must be considered according to the absolute limits of climate change policy.